Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? I'm back with another fostering with Joshua and Tracey. Just my tip to anyone that is thinking about doing foster care. This is my way of giving support from what we are experiencing, and then maybe you can use it if for if you're fostering right now, or if you think about it. So this week we were having a session with his therapist that comes to the house every week, and one of the things I said was, what happened with the issue is this: right now DCPP want us to make a decision if we want to adopt the child or not. At the same time, the child do not show, I guess, any motivation to be adopted. I believe that if you adopt a child that really don't want to be adopted or don't want to live within the confines of your rules, it's going to be a probably horrific experience. Because when adoption happens, now all the gloves are off. Matter of fact, and those kids know that, and they probably just waiting. Then they really gonna act out of pocket. If they're acting out of pocket now, they really will act out of pocket. And me personally, I will not sign up for that. Now, I said the same thing to the DCPP. I said, well, I got to make sure that if we adopt one, when he grows up, turn 18, and we tell him he got to get a job, because there's no child that's going to be in my house, 18, not working. That one, we'll be trust him to go to work. Number two, he won't tell me to F off. Because the child we have has a kind of attitude problem, and that's just been his behavior. So what I said, I think I said, was very profound. Matter of fact, the therapist even said, oh wow, that's amazing. Now, I do have a degree in psychology, so when I'm thinking about this, I have very deep insight about stuff I say. So I said this: he don't need a father, because the child has been calling me father, hey dad. And to me, I think those titles are very sacred. Like, when I was younger, I was in the military. I was about probably 19, 20. And I grew up in the military as a young man. And there's other men in my life that was there and helped me. But I would never call them dad. One, because, dad is very different. Dad is different. I know those men that helped me grow up, they like me and they may love me, but they're not dad. And plus, I already have a father. So, but this child don't respect adults, and which means that he's disrespectful to me. And I had to hold back, because I'm young, but I'm kind of old school. I'm like, yo, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to? So I said this: this child do not need a father. He don't need a dad. He need a man in his life that he can respect, that he can learn from, and that may not be me. I'm perfectly fine with that. It may not be me. I may not be the one that he actually just respects and willing to, learn from, that willing to respect. Because I think look at this. Because I think this is what I think. I'm sorry. Look at this. With these children, you got to be like, 3 steps ahead of them. I think the reason why he's calling me dad, because he know about the adoption process. Because he was on the verge, again, adopted before, but it fell apart. So they know about the adoption process. And I think he think that if he call me dad long enough, I'm just gonna say yes, which I'm not. Trust me. I'm nice, I'm loving, and I walk around with a smile, but I'm a very practical person. I'll say nope. Nope. Because I'm not stupid. I know how this all works. When you say yes, all of the behaviors really start showing off. And by that time, they be 18, and then they really be older and bigger. So I am not gonna like knowingly know the issues and know the behaviors haven't changed and still sign up for it. So I say again, he don't need a dad. He needs a man that he can respect, someone he can love, that he would choose to love. And I said this also. A dad or a father is someone you decide to listen to. You decide to be willing to allow them to shape you and form you. That's be a father. A father is not just a person entitled, not just a man entitled. It's someone that you will accept. The thing about it is that for a father to be a father to a child, that child needs to allow that father to father them. If not, they'll disrespect you. When you tell them to stop, they won't listen to you. So again, and plus with adoption is very, and it's a strange process to begin with. But I'll tell anybody, don't make that decision lightly. I won't. And unless you see signs they willing to change, signs that they can respect you, you have to make the decision. I'm not gonna tell anybody what to do or what not to do. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do. If that child never change, he got about 4 years left. He's in high school, has 4 years left. So if that behavior don't change, and if I don't feel like that I can trust them, if I don't feel like they're gonna respect me or my wife, or no, me or my wife, or if you can't respect either one of us to tell them something, and they said yes, I'm wrong. Well, I told them. I told them. You know what? Hey, we have a good 4 years. I'm gonna teach you everything I know. I'm gonna teach you how to be a man, regardless whether I adopt you or not. I'm not worrying about adoption. I'm gonna train you, and then in 4 years, we'll shake hands, and we'll call it deuces. Because this just may not be the place for you for the rest of your life. But again, hopefully one day you will find that place. If this is not the place, which I'm perfectly fine with. So, just my thought, a tip: make sure if you're going to adopt the child, that child wants to be adopted. Make sure if you're going to be a father to that child wants you to father them. I'll say the same thing for my own child. Hey, if you don't want me to follow you, it's cool. 18, you can walk out my doors and say see you later. And we again, we'll take pounds, shake hands, and say, you know what? It's been a good ride. I left my home at 17, went to the military. So, but again, if I'm gonna be your father, I need to be able to correct you. If I'm gonna be a father, I need to be able to challenge you. If I'm gonna be a father, you need to be able to receive correction from me. And I think those are the quality traits that every foster parent need to be looking at when you're talking about adoption. Because I believe if you don't look at that, it's going to be a long experience. Because the older you get, I'm sure the worse you get. So, just my thoughts from me. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope you can benefit from them. And I will talk to you later.